I just read Horikoshi, the creator of My Hero Academia's new manga, quit laughing Shijima. And oh my god, is peak. He doesn't know how to miss. So it's supposed to be a horror manga, but it's also a little bit of romance, man. So we start this new manga off with our main character, Azume. And it looks like he's at school and he's discussing with his friends that he wants to be like a cat because they can just do cute poses and have people fawning over them and give them treats. Azume's friends are just like, bro, you gotta take life seriously. Like, you can't just be a cat. It's too late to go down the veterinarian route. And his friend Yoshi tells him that he's more interested in architecture just because when he was a kid, he saw this work as a young kid and he just got inspired. And Yoshi's telling Azume that he needs to find some type of passion like that that's realistic to chase after. And Azume has been having a carefree life his whole life. And he doesn't want the waves of life to just carry him away. So he thinks about trying surfing. He doesn't know what he wants to do with his life. Then we start hearing this obnoxious laugh, and it's coming from this girl. Her name is Shijima, and the laugh's so obnoxious the whole school can hear it. Shijima's laughing at Azume for his outlook on life. He was dead ass serious, and Azume compares her laugh to like a surging wave. And I guess Shijima is really popular. Like, she could go to a convenience store, get free stuff. Even when she's walking in the street, there's like adults praying to her, like they're just blessed to be in her presence. And it's something with her personality, it just draws people to her. Since Shijima was laughing at Azume, he asked her, what do you want to do with your life? But she told him that she's not telling him, and she just laughs it off. Azume had been noticing something off with Shijima's laugh. Like, it feels like she's hiding something behind her like happy persona. He then thinks, like, if I tell her I like her, I bet she would not smile at him anymore. And he asks his friends if he thinks Shijima is going to the port opening festival. As Yoshi and his friends like, bro, there's no a chance she's going with you. As Shijima is walking off, you can see this uniquely fish hook on her backpack. And then this creepy ass monster appears behind her, walking behind Shijima. As it seems like Azume is the only one to notice. As he screams out, Shijima looks back but doesn't seem worried at all. He even rushes towards her, but the monster is gone. Everyone at school is jealous that Azume is really close with Shijima, and they want to be friends with him just to get close to her. Like, how is she so popular? After Shijima leaves, they find a dead fish on the floor, wondering how they got there. And I guess this would be the last day Shijima will show up to school. We get a flashback of Azume first time seeing those creepy monsters. And I guess it was 2 years ago when he moved to the coastal city. The city he lives in is Kunoshiro. They have a population of almost 3 million people. We see a flashback of when he goes into middle school and he's introducing himself to the class and he's doing this little comedy bit. And it doesn't go over with the students, like no one laughed. But then we see a young Shijima snickering at his joke while she covers his mouth. The teacher then tells Azume to take his seat, but he can hear everyone bullying Shijima for laughing because she's showing her teeth. I guess she has messed up teeth. We then see Azume walking the pier as Shijima comes behind him and tries to apologize because of what happened in class, how everyone doesn't like him anymore due to her laughing at his joke. But he does not care. Boy is so carefree. The thing he's tripping about is riding his bike up these hills, and I guess everyone in the city uses e-bikes. Azume looks over into the ocean as we see the structure and then that fish hook is hanging on it. As he's staring at it, this guy walks up with his cat, advising him to not look at it. The man says that nobody else can see it, so it's not an issue, but even so, don't look. As Azume looks around and everyone's not even looking at the ocean. Azume looks into the ocean. He can see these figures and these hands coming out of the ocean. And he is freaked out. Like, what is that? Shijima just laughs at him, calling him a ray of sunshine. Like, girl, you don't see what's in the ocean? I guess in middle school, Shijima's laugh was very cute. It wasn't as obnoxious as it is now. It seems like everyone in class likes her now after they just been bullying her. And we can see that fish hook that was in the ocean on her backpack. And I guess she's been chosen for something. Azume asks what for, but she doesn't end up telling him and just laughs it off. Now we're at the present. We're at that festival that Azume wanted to take Shijima. Azume's doing more research about that hook. Yoshi's friends is telling him not to worry about it. But since that hook appeared on Shijima, she hasn't been to school for a week. He's wondering if the hook has something to do with it, but it seems like his friends are not worried at all and don't even want him to talk about what's going on, and Shijima has just been gone for a week. He then sees those monsters appear again, but it still seems like he's the only one that can see him. He then sees Shijima and her family. It seems like she's signing a contract, and I guess this contract was to make her the princess of the city, and her father and family just seem very off. They're like proud of her. They put this straw hat on her, and I guess she's a sacrifice. This family is sacrificing their daughter for financial gain. It's crazy out here, bro. And she's supposed to be the wife to these monsters. Then we see this terrifying straw hat monsters that Azume keeps seeing around town. Azume follows those monsters and he knew it. He was like, they're at Shijime's house. He whips up on his bike as he runs towards Shijime as he's ghost riding the whip. Jumps back on with Shijime. He's trying to rescue her. Her family is tripping like, what do you mean? That's our offering. They don't even care about their daughter. They just want their money. But Azume is not letting that happen. We can see her father talking about this ancient law, and that's the reason why the city is built like a fish. So Jime's on the bike with Azume, and she wants to leave. She was lucky enough to be chosen to be a sacrifice, because when she was a kid, she was bullied. No one liked her. But the day that she got picked to be the sacrifice, also her mom's the one that filled the application out for her. Everyone started liking her. Her family's future is secured, and she believes it's a huge honor. And that's why she feels blessed every day as she has this creepy smile on her face. Azume is freaked out. We can see something coming from the ocean, that big face thing is rising over the city. Shijime knew that Azume will go to jail for this, so she decides to jump off the bike straight into the water as Yoshi's running up to Azume. This is where Azume realized his friend Yoshi knew all about it. And I guess there's only certain few families that know. That's why he was so nicer to honor her. Azume didn't want to hear that. It's like Yoshi just didn't agree with him. He tells him thanks for nothing as he takes his bite and he's whipping it in the ocean. He's about to save his girl. This is where we can see the parents talking about the deep dwellers. They don't know where they come from. Like, they know everything about space, but they know nothing about the water in front of them. We can see Shijime at the port. I guess why this festival is happening at the same time as the sacrifice. She's getting washed up by the water. As you hear her talking about, they're celebrating me. I'm so happy. And I guess even the past people that do the sacrifice get buildings made out of them, named after them. And we can see Shijime trying to convince herself that she's so happy, even in front of this monster that just looks crazy. And she has a flashback of Azume in middle school acting like, why is she laughing without her teeth? Like, how? And she thinks that it's so hard to believe that at that moment I was 100 times happier. Oh, Azume, the truth is I've always. We see Azume getting lifted up by this monster like she's about to get swallowed up. Azume gets a flashback that he wishes he could hear her old laugh that was more gentler. Azume jumps off his bike and was able to save her from this deep dweller and tells her to quit laughing. As we see tear coming out of her eyes, bro, this is poetic. They fall into the water, and I guess all those monsters were the women that got sacrificed. These monsters all have these straw hats, but they weren't trying to hurt her. They were actually trying to help her and stop this sacrifice ritual. And he's holding onto the hook, and all those like sacrifice people come in together and merge, making the fish hook into like a fishing rod. Azume takes that and attacks the deep dweller, and he tells Shijime that he's been in love with her, as she says the same. Oh my god. We see the fish hook attacking, looks like a dragon, as we see both of them confessing their love and trying to defeat this deep dweller. They put a hole in it. There's fireworks going off in the background. It looks like they defeated the monster and things return back to normal. Azume washes up on the beach as some kids find him with the same hook, but the hook is bigger, so they don't think it's the same one. Time then passes and we see that same guy at the pier with the cat giving a speech in front of like an audience, saying that the reason why most of the citizens lost their vision was because of the pineal gland, and since society keeps progressing, it all closed up, so you can't see the unseen. But now that vision has returned and anything can be seen now, we go back to Azume and Shijime right after the incident, and they're so happy. This is probably the first time I see Shijime with a genuine smile. She got all the money from that ritual thing because she didn't pass away. She was able to move away. The scene cuts to the big city. We see that same black cat and that one guy with the hat. As we see this creepy old man, and looks like there's a woman inside of a steel cage. The young guy's telling the old man, you gotta watch out for the one who covers their face with a braided straw hat. Then the panel cuts to this guy, who I assume is Suzume, and there's like this face monster behind these buildings as he's still holding that same fish hook. Man, what a chapter, bro. This is, I think it's a one-off manga, but this was fire.